Live on Channel 4, please do not swear. There we go. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Rick's standing up because he wants to. He wants to be different. He's bored with everyone sitting down, and he thinks that standing up is this year's sitting down. So he is.
I'm doing my star jump.
Look at that, exercising.
Wow.
Now you've got it going on, eh? That's because you're having to get fit for Sylvia.
I am.
You know, the thing when you get these younger women, man.
Yep.
Right. Hi, everybody. So we are going to kind of. I'm kind of looking at how we go about framing things and how we look at kind of positioning something in order to make it more attractive. And there's a few things that kind of need to be put into the equation when people are considering an offer. And of course, their croc brain, the front end defense system that says no to everything and everything's wrong and everything's a scam and that won't work, and all these things that we have to protect ourselves that are in the front of our head. We kind of need to position things in a certain way to get around that. And stacking something up so the offer is irresistible. If you went out on the street and said, "I'll give me £1, I'm going to give you a £5 note straight back," I think that most people, even though they're pretty skeptical, if you're holding a £5 note in your hand, they would go for that swap. They'd probably make you do it at the same time rather than let go of their pound first. But they would go for that because it's an irresistible deal. You're going to spend £1, you're going to get a £5 back. Of course, that's a no-brainer. And so anything with joining an opportunity, buying a product, is the more irresistible the offer, the more it seems like they're getting way more than the cost of the product or the cost of entry. Then that is one way to begin the process of getting the trust and getting somebody to step forward and buy. Of course, we're not done yet because you've got the worry that it might be too good to be true, which everybody will have. And it's like, well, actually, if you're giving me all of that, that doesn't, that is too good to be true. It doesn't make sense to me, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to buy that because I don't believe that that's actually true. So you've stacked up an irresistible offer that is genuinely great value, and then they're immediately saying, "Oh, I don't believe you." So you can see irresistible offer here, too good to be true on the other side. So it's really about constantly trying to put yourself into the frame of the prospect and the mind of the prospect, and also think about ourselves. And before we became very comfortable with buying things, that there would be certain things that would make us edgy, make us nervous. And that's no different for anybody else. They don't want to be ripped off. They're very worried about parting with their money. We can go into the other realms of will it work for me afterwards. So you also need to kind of look at a risk reversal kind of thing as well. And so the more that you can take the risk away from your prospect, so that it's framed in such a way that actually it's not a huge risk. We'll take the Empower, the blog platform current sort of offering that's up for grabs right now as an example. Effectively, I think if we're talking in pounds, you've got about £16.50, and for that there's a whole. You not only got the platform that has got an app and mobile, and you can record video and upload audio and post from your phone straight onto your blog. I mean, content is just mega easy. There's 5 other bonus products to give you a deeper education. So what you'd actually get from that is even more understanding, even more knowledge that would hugely benefit your business. So if you think about somebody buying a franchise, for example, they would spend thousands upon thousands of pounds. They would have rates, they would have overhead, they would probably have stock tied to a premises. They'd have to be there at a certain time. You know, all of these things that would come into play, that somebody looking at a business, and Empower, for example, is an affiliate business. So if somebody's looking at a business, I'd kind of pick a business of traditional, pick a business of franchise, stack up all of the points and the costs, and then come across and take a look at what's going on with the Empower offering right now. And you're £16, and that gives you an entire month, and you get the bonus products, and I'll go through and talk about those in a second, that actually, in the end, it's and that can be cancelled at any time. It's completely in your control to do that. So actually, when we really take a look at, you know, understanding a business, getting involved in the community, and seeing what it's got to offer, what we're really saying is it's £16 to come find out if this is for you. You can watch the trainings, you can go through the bonus products, you can join the Facebook group, you can get involved in the community, you can put it to the test by asking lots of questions that are causing you problem or concern, or that you're stuck on. You can investigate, you know, all of the other things, and truly see if it starts to feel good to you. And so when we're looking at, you know, getting things across to people and getting past the natural defenses that everybody has, the more we can make it real, the more we can simplify it, take away the hype, take away the big promises of the big money, take away possibly a lot of the big 100% commissions that are available, and just bring it down to basic simplicity. That, look, here's a business opportunity. I don't know if it's for you or not, and probably you don't, because you haven't really had a chance to try, you know, to try the business and see what it's like for you. So why don't you just step in and go in at the blog level, come in for 30 days and get the bonuses, consume the education, see how it feels. So you see, rather than sort of pushing too hard or big 100% commissions and the big hoopla of the launch and everything, that can often, you know, it can frighten people off. And certainly I think the Brits, we are more skeptical, I think, as a culture. But if you can kind of just position like that and just simplify, make it very real, add some framing so they've got some perspective on, you know, higher value things and what other things cost to get going. And actually you should find that you're going to get more people that are just happy to step across with you. And come and find out and come and see if something is for them. Because let's be honest, they could come in and actually the truth for them is that it's not for them. And that's okay too. That's totally okay. It's about them after all. I know it's nice to, you know, have commissions and sales popping and everything. But if it's truly not for somebody and they've investigated, then that's the way it is. But it is a tremendous offer. Guys, while I'm just pulling up a page quickly, have you got anything that you want to interject on? Anything there?
Sorry, I muted myself. Dorothy, did you have anything?
You go first, Rick.
I was just gonna, well, just to agree really. Yeah, there's definitely an opportunity for people to kind of, as you say, step forward. It is a case of testing things. I mean, those of you who know me know that I've tested and got involved in a lot of stuff, and I mean, now we've got to the point where Empower Network is here for people. There are going to be people who join and just want to run with it for a little bit and see what it's like. Some people will like it, some people won't, and you've got that option to just cancel at any time. Of course, I wouldn't be heavily advising that because it is so powerful, but you've got to allow it. You've got to put it on the plate for people and say, give it a shot, guys. This might be the one.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my 2 pennies worth.
Yeah, I agree. You know,
Well, I love that somebody can come in for that $25, that £15.50, and take a really good look around. They can see what's available. They can try their hand at the blogging. They can learn from what's on in Empower. They can come into the Facebook group. They can look at the training website that we have here for them, and can get a really good handle on a lot of stuff. And even if they leave at the end of the month, they'll have had an education that will set them up in all sorts of businesses. Like you, Rick, I would say that that's not the way to do it, because if you want to get a business online, you'll need to blog for a bit longer. And I've just got somebody on board, and I've said you have to blog for every day for a year, which is quite a commitment. But I've just got what this is available for people. Another friend online has lost all her family photos. Everything that was on her computer has disappeared. Well, you could do your family album on blogging, on Empower, and then you can do all your other stuff as well. So you can have several blogs on the one platform. And it's a place where you can keep your stuff forever. It's amazing.
It is, and I think the other thing there is, about what subjects and everything that you can sort of write about again is anything that's relevant to you. People are interested, people are looking, and 80-20, 80% personal, 20% business has always been, a good way of building good relationships and good trust, because they're getting to know you. And then we hit onto, one of the biggest factors of, people stepping forward is, yes, the deal needs to be really, really good. Yes, you need to try and reduce the risk, absolutely. But then if they're trusting you as an individual and they've been following you and they've built up some rapport with you, which happens without you knowing, to be honest. That's the thing about video and emails, is people feel that people are getting to know you and you don't know they are. Even though they may not comment on your stuff, they're watching. And so now we get into the trust element. And I've had this, so many times when I emailed out about Empower, one of the guys actually, he'd been offered this for like almost a year, and then suddenly he stepped forward and said, well, actually, if Jay's emailing this, I should take a look. And when I asked him why that is, he said, well, you're always really real. Everyone else is just all jumping on the hoopla, but you've always kept it really sort of brass tacks, ruthlessly raw. And so if you're looking at something and you're saying, actually, this is really worth looking at, I thought I'd better look. And then he stepped forward and joined. So, there is a huge value to not getting caught up in the hoopla that everybody else does, and just being true to yourself and what you think, because that is the trust bit. That just means that people can step over and hold your hand across while they just tentatively come in and get very comfortable with everything that's going on. And I know we've got people in the community that have come in the last few weeks, and they're stepping in and getting comfortable because there's no pressure of all in. It's, they're getting used to everything, so they can commit psychologically, and then people buy what they can afford over the course of time. So it's hugely important to just think about any offering that you've got, and even if somebody wasn't doing the Empower thing, even if you were just doing a normal business opportunity, when you really take a look at everything and you've evaluated it properly, you're still starting a business for like under 200 quid. And when you think about what a franchise is, if you want to see what franchises are out there, I mean, go to a franchise show. It will blow your brains out what they are actually doing. And I'll give you one example that I knew. It was a Formula One simulator. The couple paid £40,000 for the franchise for this Formula One simulator car that would go into corporate businesses. So remortgaged. Yeah, the car was hired out on a day rate, which was $1,000 a day, and we are talking about 5 days per week. But if you take in events and things, let's say 30 days a month, if there's the potential for that. So they had invested £40,000 for a franchise that had a maximum capability of turnover, because they still had to transport the thing there and then man it for the day. of £30,000 per month. And then, so you've got that real kind of, that's a real world example of framing something in such a way that you get the good perspective. And now you've got the opportunity to start something and try it out for 30 days for about £16, consume a ton of education. The 5 bonuses that are there about blogging, traffic, what to write on your blog, how to write better and more persuasive. I mean, just consuming that education for 30 days is hugely valuable. And then if you're comfortable and you really like it, I mean, the maximum amount of investment for Empower at the higher end anyway is £3,000. And if we want to just illustrate, what people are making, it's people are making 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. I think the top earner is somewhere near $300,000 per month. I think is, of course we're talking top end. I'm not talking. This is not typical, but I'm just saying what's possible. Formula One, 40,000 invested, maximum sales output 30,000 per month. Yeah. Internet business, a street degree, no less. Get your street degree for £3,000, maximum output, unlimited. Oh, and I'm not tied to a premises. Oh, I'm not tied to a time either. I can do my business at 9 p.m. when I've got kids in bed, or I can get up, if I'm a morning person, I can be up in the morning and do it before the school run. Everything fits. There's this flexibility. So again, building a business with a street degree in an internet business or a home business or a network marketing business is a business that's being built with freedom in mind, which again you don't get if you're into a franchise model or a traditional business model. The overheads and the risk is so much greater. So you've got much lower risk, much higher return, much more freedom. I think that's pretty powerful anyway, just leaving it at that. So anything to add, guys?
I would again start off by saying that everything you've said, yeah, bang on, buddy. I agree completely. I do have a question for you, mate, actually, and I don't mind asking it in front of everyone. The bonus you've mentioned of those 5 trainings, that is free to new people, is it not?
It is. Yeah. This is the thing about these bonuses, and I've just got them up on another page now, so I can read them off. But guys, when you're looking at this, I mean, I would literally, if you go to like your join page, your Empower Network join page, it's got like blog beast bonuses there. So just open that up, and it tells you what's included and all the values and everything. And if you can copy and paste that, into your emails or onto your page, I mean, that alone, when you look at what they're giving you in the form of education, plus you get immediate access to our community, so you can watch something and then ask a question. If you really, if you've got the easy blogging, so you're going to learn how to do set up a really good blog, effortlessly, simple, step by step, with Lawrence Tam, one of the top earners. You've got one of the masters of traffic, Vic, who's going to show you about getting visitors to your web pages using special techniques in order to start to build your subscriber list. You've got Aaron Rashkin, who's going to be taking you through, who your audience is, what to say, what they're looking for, how to put it across, how to communicate. Again, another obstacle that might be, well, I don't know what to write. Well, Aaron's going to take that away from you. Then you've got Justin Varengia, he's kind of the hippie guy who's done very, very well with the business. So he's going to be, he'll be taking you through, how to bond your audience to you, the stuff that he's used. I mean, they're kind of calling it Jedi mind tricks, which is always quite amusing because I'm a Star Wars fan as well. But again, how do you start to communicate in a way that gets people sort of listening to you and paying attention to you and liking you? And he's going to take you through that. And then you've got Dave Sharp, one of the co-founders, who's talking about free viral traffic that actually has people sharing your content, so you get more and more leads without spending any money. And each one of these bonuses is a standalone training in itself. So I mean, I know that everybody puts a value, but if you know, to get that kind of education, that kind of training, I mean, even if I was being conservative, it's definitely like, you know, £500 worth of training and education, but they've got it at $1,500. But even if I'm going to err on the side of underplaying, which I am there, you know, that's a lot of information and a lot of world-class education from the top earners in the business for like £16. So guys, when you're looking to sort of sell whatever it is you're selling, you've really got to think about like what's on offer, what's the total value of the proposition compared to what they're actually going to pay for it, and comparing it to what else is out there in a business sense and what it can do for you, will make a massive difference to, you know, people starting to really see, because we've got something that's really good to share, and we've got an incredible community that's supporting. So it really is, you know, our responsibility to be able to position this in a way that gets more people saying, you know what, I'm going to take a look at this. You know, Rick's kind of written a little bit here that's caught my attention, and actually really should take a proper look at, you know, what this is. Maybe I've been a bit dismissive, and that's what we're really trying to do. It's just get past. We're trying to get past the receptionist, the gatekeeper, you know. And once you can get past, and then it's really about opening up and people starting to see what value's inside. So, you know, from that perspective, it's massive. But you know, one of the other things is, and this will come into play as it comes towards the end of the launch and it comes to closing down. And this is why it's really worth, you know, kind of, you know, stacking and racking and starting to message out consistently, just to bring this to people's attention, how much value and how little risk it actually is to come in and take a peek. Because as it starts to close out, one of the things that is a big mover is scarcity and people not wanting to miss out. And I think scarcity is a really powerful thing to use. It's a powerful motivator, but it needs to be used in the right way. And I'm looking at this, and I'm not even looking at anybody going anything further than just coming in to get comfortable at the $25 at this point. And that makes this an irresistible offer that is for anybody, that it's rip your hand off time, really. You know, there isn't anything, I think, to fear about that. There is only gain, and there's nothing to lose. And then a real good go at it for 30 days, a real good getting stuck into the videos and the education, and a real good testing the community with questions, and be active, be vibrant in there, and ask questions, and look to trip the community up. I think that's a great kind of thing. You know, if you're looking for, you know, when people come in and it's like, you know what, I'm going to see just how good these guys really are. And I think that's a great way to kind of go about it. If I go in, I've got to be honest, I kind of look as a bit of a kind of contrary kind of guy. I'm looking and thinking, well, let me see if I can trip you up, because I wonder just how good this is. And you're going to find out, you know, you're going to find out. So I think, like, just to cover the main points of just positioning the offer for you guys, you know, no matter what it is you're selling, of course I'm talking to the guys that are doing this empowered thing, is the irresistible offer, the amount that they're getting in value against what they're actually going to pay, the amount of value they're actually getting in education that will alter and shift them and make a massive difference to their future. Actually maybe the cost of not doing something. You know, I think that's a really powerful one, is to paint the picture of, you know, what will you do if you don't do this? If things are not as you want them to be right now, what will that look like in a month's time if you haven't taken a little punt with this? And that might not be a particularly great picture for some. And again, framing against higher value business opportunities or franchises, so people get a real feel for exactly what's what. I think I've got a slide. I think I've got a PowerPoint slide of the comparisons with an internet business against a traditional or franchise. Do you guys want that?
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it'd be
why not?
useful for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I did one. So I'll put that into the group for you.
So what are we saying? Because I haven't quite got this. That um, if people will get on board right now by the 28th of October, from what it looks like in the chat, then they
Yeah.
get all of these amazing trainings and bonuses for free.
Yes.
Um, Otherwise, if they wait and they get on later, they still get a whole lot for $25 for the 15, 16 quid. And what they'll get for the 15 quid is still the blogging platform, the support in our community, the our own training website. What they
Yeah.
won't get is all this extra training that you've mentioned with Lawrence Tam, and all these other guys
Yeah.
that you were talking about. Um,
Yeah.
all that extra.
Yes.
I was
That
looking. So, and then that they can buy from within the back office, but that then is going to cost. I don't know. It looks like it's going to be costing $597. I'm not sure where I saw that.
Oh no, this stuff here is valued at like about $1,500. They've got the value down for these things, and to be honest, I mean, with the amount of training that's in there, it's yeah, there's a ton of value here. I mean, it is literally, you know, extras on getting set up, getting traffic, what to write, bonding your audience, and free leads, like really good stuff. So yeah, you've still got. I mean, even at the sort of $25, the £16, the platform and everything is still amazing value. You know, when you think of the, you know, how much it costs. Like honestly, business forums, yeah, and monthly groups and things like that. I mean, business forums are. I'm a member of one, and I'm about to go into another. And that's like about $90 a month just for the business forum, which is just me posting business questions or business problems to other business owners. Yeah, and that's about $90 a month. So when you think about the value of our group and the community and the instant help that's available, that you just get, you know, included when you get the blog, that in itself is another massive value. But yes, if they step forward, they get before the 20. I think it's by the 28th. Then they get, you know, $1,500 of extra training and products as a bonus, absolutely free and included. So if anybody is kind of on the fence, it's really, you know, your job, guys, to make sure that everybody knows that it's coming to close down, that it is, you know, going to come to an end on the 28th, and this is what's available, this is what's here. And if you've ever thought about getting an internet business, you know, up and running, or an internet marketing wing up and running to your current business, this is probably the best time to do that, based on how much extra you're getting for the same price. Yeah. And you know, no mistake either that as something comes towards close, if people have now got, it comes down to the choice, well, I'm either going to do it or I'm going to miss out. That is a huge motivating factor for people to step over and do it. And the good thing, I think the good thing about what we're doing with that is, and the good thing that everybody should be doing, is that as long as you've got something that's really good, and what you're really doing is encouraging somebody and helping somebody to do something that they ultimately want to do anyway, that they actually do want to do this. It's just they're a little bit edgy, a little bit unsure, and you know, not really trusting it completely. And so you're just making sure that, you know what, you're fine. Take a little punt, we've got you, and when you get to the other side, you're really going to see just how comfortable that is. And so we're just helping people to make the decision that they ultimately want to make anyway. Okay. I know there's going to be tons of persuasion that's going to go on as people look to close out, you know, the launch and look to get more and more people in. And again, you know, I think that's cool to use. I think that, you know, to say what you believe in and what you believe it can do for them is a good thing, and making sure people understand the value. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think even I understand the value, and that's what I think is funny. I'm catching up and going, really? Really? Oh, there's that too? Oh, wow. It's like that video when we were watching them on stage, and Dave Sharp was going, wait, there's more. And that's what I feel like I'm doing when somebody says there's this, and I go, really? Oh, wait, there's more. There's something else. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So the basic of what we've got is amazing enough and has been very exciting to get my head around. And then now, while I'm watching this with wide eyes and jaw open, going, wow, and there's a bit more. Oh, and there's a bit more. Oh, and there's a bit more. So that there's an amazing amount of help for anybody who wants to get on board right now, and then just take it step by step by step until you get it, because you will get it, because there's an amazing amount of stuff here that is simple enough for even us pensioners to get our heads around.
Yeah.
So the younger people should do it much more quickly.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, the funny thing is that the fastest growing demographic online is the over 50. And with so many issues with the pension shortfalls and things, that is a hugely, you know, it's the biggest target market. And the fact that it is technically much simpler to do, that really anybody that's just prepared to spend a little bit of time and just figure little bits out and get the support of the community can put it together. It just comes down to will. And I think that's the secret to success anyway, is just will.
Chris Morris says we must call our Facebook group a mastermind group. Then that puts our perceived value well above the £300 to £400 a month. Yeah, and they get it for free.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely true. And Rick, I haven't a clue how you're managing to type, and we don't see you move.
I did just type, but I moved back again. It's magic.
I thought you were doing it behind your back. Maybe.
I don't even want to know how you just typed.
Maybe I should just sound like this. No, I will say I totally agree with Chris there. And I don't know if we've got any new guys on here that may have read that and think, what do you mean, is it not a mastermind? It's exactly what it is. It's a mastermind group. It's a group of like-minded people who've come together, some more experienced than others. We're all helping each other out. We're all feeding off each other's enthusiasms, each other's skills. And it's also an offline thing with our kind of masterminding that we do offline on a sort of pretty much a monthly basis. So it is massive value. And I do think we need to start using that term. I mean, it's a bit of a buzzword, but certainly people will understand it better. Yeah,
I absolutely agree. And I think like the positioning of the community and everything like that, and all of the value. I'm actually on the 4th of November. I'm actually filming in London on Saturday with Pete Cohen, and on the 4th of November, the video guy up here is spending a day with me, and I'm going to be shooting a load of professional video. Then Anne's going to put it into sexiness, and I'm going to sort of talk through the things with the team, and you know what the community is about and what we have, and get something up. But what I really want to do with you guys is get the video of us all together, kind of just talking, milling, you know, just let the camera roll and see what gold comes, and then edit it back into something really sharp and nice. And I think the perfect time for us to kind of do that maybe is the end of the month, end of November, when we're getting together, because we're waiting for the venue, aren't we, for the UK event. And then we're going to try and have a Christmas sort of night out as a crew, aren't we?
Yeah,
looking forward to that.
Yeah,
so
I think
the event you're talking about is the Empower Network Team UK event, where all the UK teams are getting together, hosted by Chris and Susan Beasley, and it's a really good forum to meet some of the people who are making the money and making this as a business work, as well as meeting a lot of other people who are using the blogging and using the whole tool for whatever they want to use it for. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
30th of November.
30th of November, yeah, and I think that's great for us, because we all get together, which is great for us all to get in the room together, and then just try and get some film footage and stuff, and just, you know, weave together a more of a team kind of video with everybody in. You know, I'm really keen on everybody being in that, and creating something that's, you know, very cool and answers a lot of the questions and things. So we will look at putting that together. So with regards to kind of stacking up and positioning the offer and kind of highlighting certain points and getting some examples out, I'm going to be creating some emails as we go into the close of to the 28th. And positioning different points and getting different points across as I email out every day to the finish, and then on the final day I'll probably email out about 2 or 3 times, and I will get lots of unsubscribes, make no mistake, but it will also bump up the people that step into the community. So I think one of the interesting things for me was when I email more and it's good quality content, I get more sales and I get more people leave my list, and that's cool. You know, I think just be very comfortable with that. I've sent out one email last month, and I think I had 16 people unsubscribe. I think it's one of the most I've ever had unsubscribe from one email, and to me it's great because it's disqualification. I'm disqualifying people from my list. If you're not liking the cut of some of these emails, I've not really been that cussing at all for months, to be fair. But if you're not liking the jib of any of the emails and you leave the list, you're unlikely to ever buy from me anyway. So I really am dividing you, you know, and disqualifying people. So stepping up the ante with the emails, a bit more frequency. I may even go to 2 a day for the next 4 days as I really look to bump this up and close out, because it is a fantastic offer, guys, isn't it? I mean, you know, tons of training, tons of community, tons of added value and bonuses for 16 quid. I mean, I don't think much gets to look much better. How many potential, you know, 6-figure a year businesses do you get to look inside the gate fully for 16 quid? I don't know of anything that you can get a look in. You can walk in the gate, open the front door, come into the mansion, have a bath, have a shower, you know, sleep there, mooch, make a bit of love. You know, if you book someone with you, you may as well go for it. You know, it's your house. You're in there for 30 days. You know, especially if it's Sex Wednesday. Hey, Dorothy.
Jay.
Yeah.
Jay.
Sorry.
Yeah, quite.
You know, you've got, you know, what I really want to kind of everybody to kind of get across is, don't be scared to email regularly to your list. Go out daily at least. And if you want to swipe some of the positioning and the stuff that I'm putting and put it into your own words or whatever you want to do, you have my permission to steal. And you can just literally, you know, take what I'm emailing out and make it your own if you wish, or just, you know, whatever. I think you should add your own voice to it. It would be better that you kind of say, this was written by one of our gang. I think that if you kind of take stuff and you just sort of pass it out as your own copy, and if they are on a couple of the other lists as well, because, you know, people are on multiple lists and they see the same email come out from everybody, it kind of would lose some respect. So if you want to swipe the copy word for word, you don't have to mention my name, but certainly you should say, you know, this was sent, one of the team has sent this out, I thought it was, you know, I thought I'd share it with you. It sets up, you know, you being authentic and you being ethical, because I think when everybody just swipes copy and sends the same stuff out, like from the days, I think it, you know, if people are getting the same message from about 5 or 6 different lists, it loses its oomph.
So I think it it demystifies it as well, Jay. I think a lot of people are thinking, well, this email marketing thing, what's it all about? And they read something and they think, oh, that hits home. That I quite like that. And then they see it was kind of copied from someone else, whether you tell them at the beginning of the email, which is probably better, to be fair, or at the end. As long as you've got the kind of credit where credit's due kind of thing,
yeah,
you'll be reading it and going, okay, I quite like that email, and they didn't even write it. And yet I'm kind of warming to them, even though, and it sort of demystifies the whole process of copy and stuff like that.
Yeah, it does, and I think it also shows, you know, if you frame it a certain way. So, you know, one of the team wrote this, and he was more than happy for me to use this, as we all, you know, as it pretty much is most of the time. And again, somebody might think, oh, okay, so they're actually, that's okay. Then if I don't know what to write, maybe I can, you know, I could use one of the other guys' emails as long as I say that it's not my writing and this was so and so's. If they want to mention a name, or they just want to. You know, or just say, you know, one of the team wrote this. I'm not bothered about name recognition, but I'm just really thinking about, from the point of view of you guys, is keeping your authenticity in the right place. What is Dorothy doing?
She's on the beach.
She's like, I know, you almost look a little bit like angelic. You look like the Messiah. You're the Oracle.
I am. See the halo there.
Yeah, look, you've got the beach behind you. You've got a whole thing. You're green screening right now. So you know, I'm gonna email out. I'm gonna begin tomorrow morning as I start the countdown. I think to the 28th. I'm gonna check a few things out and begin that process. And I'm gonna be going twice a day, and I'm gonna be looking to position, frame, educate, in order to get people to just come across and take that step. Okay, so feel free to, you know, take what you wish, rewrite what you wish, and you know, my advice to you guys is there's 4 days left. Go for it. You know, the offer is incredibly good, and you're not looking at getting people to commit their entire life. You know, what you're looking for them to do is just step in for 30 days, enjoy the education, enjoy the community. It really is a try before you truly buy kind of opportunity. And if somebody's really like struggling to step over and it's £16, if you have to work too hard for that, it might be that it's, you know what, if it might not be for you, because you know, at some point you're going to have to take a bit of a leap of faith, because that we're entrepreneurs, or would-be entrepreneurs, and would-be entrepreneurs are prepared to take some educated risks. If you're not prepared to take educated risks in any form, right there, to me, it's like, you know, you really, the home business world is not really going to be for you. And that is the truth of that. Because you can't succeed in this business without taking some educated risks. It's just not possible. Okay? So, any questions? Is there any questions? I don't know if there's, let me check the chat box. There's chat going on there. Yeah, 28th cart closes. Okay, I'm just checking. I don't know what time on the 28th, Rachel. We'll have to check that out. Yeah, I'll add that slide into the group for you. Yeah, good. Yeah, Chris Morris has got that here. Term our Facebook group as a mastermind group. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I think that would be a good idea. So yeah. Any other questions, guys? You got anything that you want me to clarify, or anything you want to add, or?
No, except I still want some of that coffee that you've got, Jay.
I'm on it. I'm on it. Yeah.
Awesome. I'll get a crate.
Man. It's gonna. Yeah, I'll get some.
Awesome.
I'll get some.
Oh, there.
It's obviously not identifying your face as a human face, Dorothy. That's a bit worrying.
No, it isn't.
That's better. Oh, it's getting stuck. No, there doesn't seem to be anything in the chat box, Jay, is there? So we've got no.
No, I think we're good. I didn't, you know, I just guys get get busy, but be real. You know, just really sort of think about, you know, how much value is there, and you know, £16 gets you 5 mini training courses and a blog to get used to, and a mastermind group to come in and ask questions, get familiar, get some education, learn something, build some trust, and it's just really about stacking those things together. And you're going to see me put that together so you can literally sort of grab that. But do, you know, daily at least, I would go, I would literally go 2 emails a day for the next 4 days and close out strong. And if anybody's upset by you emailing that amount of time, I don't ever remember unsubscribing from a list because they emailed me too much. Because it's just, in order for somebody to unsubscribe because you're emailing too much means that they're in an emotionally frustrated state, and I'm probably unlikely to buy anyway, because it's just a knee-jerk emotional reaction. I don't think I've unsubscribed because I didn't like somebody's style, or I didn't like what they had to say. I mean, there's some email marketers that are amongst the best in the world, but I find their tone so aggressive that literally I read their email and I'm like, oh, fuck off, you know. And they're brilliant. And they've got, these guys are millionaire email marketers, but it pisses me off. So they are doing a great job. They're polarizing. And if you think, actually, if you think about it this way, if you think like you've got the totality of your list, yeah, and if we've got 80-20 at work here, we're going to have 20% that really love you, yeah, absolutely adore you, you're just wonderful, they can't wait to have your babies, yeah. You've got the middle section of people that can take you or leave you. They're not really going to be moved to a buying decision very much, but they'll read your emails and they'll kind of like you, and it's kind of cool. They're not narked enough to unsubscribe, and they're not moved enough to buy anything. Okay, middle section, which actually really is a middle 60% in truth. The numbers might vary slightly, but we're there or thereabouts. When we go to the bottom end, 20% of people are going to absolutely hate you. They want to, they'd like to see you saw your own leg off without anesthetic. They just can't stand you. No matter what you say stuff, they want to unsubscribe, they want to go, they're not interested. And you're looking for that. That polarization of your subscribers shows that you're making a stand for something that you believe in. So you don't mind that they're going to move away, because when they get that angry and that upset to move away from you, what you've actually done is you've really bonded a whole lot more people to you as well. And I think that my most controversial email ever was a few years ago. That was really personal. It was probably the most personal email I've ever put out, and it was linking to an audio, and I was talking about a Tony Robbins concept. It was probably one of my best emails as well, because it had a really good point, a really good moral based on a really personal experience as well. It got more unsubscribes than I've ever had. It got more comments, more email replies than I've ever experienced. And the difference in replies was just unbelievable. People literally blasting me for sharing that much, or being a loser, or all kinds of things, to advice on what to do, to complete out and out love and empathy, and God, that was amazing for you to share that. I'm experiencing the same thing. I've never known anything like it. It just so opened my eyes to what can happen, and not to be worried about emailing more, getting more content out, and selling, and getting the offer. This is a brilliant offer that we've got here. Okay, so there's no problem with being slightly more aggressive in our marketing to make sure that we kind of wake people up, because however you look at it, most people are walking around in a daydream. Most people are in a trance, and look at how many times you find yourself sort of drifting off through the day. We all do it, and so we're just trying to snap them and wake them up so they take a look. Okay, so I think we're good. We got 4 days left. When is the 28th? Monday. So you got the weekend, and it's obviously going to close down Monday night. I don't know what time. We'll have to sort of find out. You'll see me begin emailing out tomorrow. Feel free to, you know, grab what you want and do as you wish and see what's going on. Let's have a really strong close. Got 4 days to really have a good go at this and getting people just to step in. Okay? Sound okay?
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, Dorothy.
Yeah, I muted myself. Yep, cool.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's get cracking. Oh, hang on a minute. What have we got here? Marzina, whoever invited you here, do you want to message them? Let me do this. Go back to the person who invited you here. Put that question to them, and then ask them to send that question through to Jay. Okay, Sylvia. So check with Sylvia, and then Sylvia can speak with Rick, and we'll give you some advice. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I've already got a pre-planned answer to that, so yeah, I'll speak to her, not a problem.
Cool. You're good to go. Wicked. Okay. So if you need me for anything on that, give us a shout. But cool. Rick's got that covered with you, Sylvia. So Marzina, is it? Have I pronounced that right? Marzina? Sylvia and Rick will help you through that. Cool.
Cool. All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much.
All right. All right, guys. Listen.
Well done.
Catch you in the group later. Email out, guys. Finish strong.
Cool.
Good stuff, Jay. Thanks.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you.